Hi guys, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. So this is your week ahead reading. As usual, I like to show you the cards that I'm using for your reading this week. So for the weekly check-in, we are using my Everyday Enchantment Tarot. We're going to be using the 8-coin Tattoo Tarot as well by Lana Zellner, and also my beautiful Tarot in Wonderland, cards by Barbara Moore, illustrated by Eugene Smith. And your advice for the week will be The Art of Life Tarot deck by Charlene Livingston. And for your 10-card love and 10-card career reading for the week, we are using my trusty old Dark Mansion Tarot deck. Really love this deck. And we're getting your spiritual advice from the tea leaf cards, tea leaf fortune cards, using the astro cards of the career, love and wealth cards. And we're also going to use the spiritual advice, additional spiritual advice, to heal yourself reading cards if need be. All right, sit back, guys, and enjoy the reading. Hi guys, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your week ahead reading. Just to let you know how the reading's going to go, we do your weekly check-in first. Then we have a look at more specifically your work, stroke finance, and we also have a look at your love life during the week. If you'd like to see a particular reading, so if you'd like to only look at your work reading or only your love reading or maybe just the general reading, timestamps are below. So you just click on the time and it will take you straight through to the reading that you want to view. I'd like to say, guys, thanks ever so much for joining me this week for your reading. And yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, Aries, your cards down. Pardon me while I drink my coffee. Early morning, 4th November, that I'm recording these readings for the week ahead. It's been really busy, so I only really get to record on the day that I'm sending stuff out. Okay, so Aries, who are you this week? Let's have a look. 4th to the 10th of November. You are the 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups indicates when we're walking. Let me try and get these cards a bit more centralised on the camera. The 8 of Cups shows up really. I'm going to try and turn the camera slightly like this, actually. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Just so we've got a more centralised view of the cards here, Aries. So the 8 of Cups, when you're the 8 of Cups, you're walking away from something, because what happens with the 8 of Cups is that you're walking away, and the cups represent our emotions. So usually you're walking away from something that didn't provide you with satisfaction, emotional satisfaction, and what you're trying to do with an 8 of Cups is you're actually going out there and you're looking for something better. All right, so this week, Aries, I think the focus is on finding something more conducive to who you are. You're walking away from something, you're letting go with the 8 of Cups of something in your life. Well, let's have a look at what the reason is for that, because what's it all about? The Page of Pentacles. It's all about the Page of Pentacles, okay? So it's interesting because you actually see the 8 of Cups walking towards this card here. So really what we try and do, or what I definitely do in my readings, is I do something called tarot interaction. So I look at where the people face on the cards, okay? So this is, it's not that you're walking away, you're looking for something here. You are actually looking towards the Page of Coins. I think that some of you guys, you might be looking for a new venture. This might be some of you guys are walking towards, because you're walking towards something new, you see. Page of Coins is money. It's not necessarily, I mean, it can be a check, that type of thing, small check. But this would probably be a new business venture with the Page of Coins. The Page of Coins can actually also be, be somebody who studies as well. When you get the Page of Coins energy showing here, you can see he's got a pentacle in his hand and he's just about to put it into his basket. So this guy is, you know, basically collecting money. He's saving money. So some of you guys, I think that more than anything, this isn't even you walking towards something. I think that what's happening here is that it's kind of metaphorical. You're not literally walking, I think. I think that you've got a view to doing something. Because sometimes when you get cards facing other cards, for example, the 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords might not even talk about travel. It might say you're very close to something. But it's a number 6, so you're midway. You're nearly there. This is a number 8 here. it looks to me like you've got a view towards saving money probably, because look at what he's doing. He's putting money in his basket. He's got the money in his hand and he's about to put it into this little basket here. So some of you guys, you're very focused, I think, this week with the Page of Coins. It's either saving money, maybe there's a view to going back to college or education with this Page of Coins energy showing here, Aries, or maybe there's a view to setting up a new, business venture. This would be a business venture. It's not necessarily a creative thing. This is something like your Amazon or something like that, because what you're doing is that you're building a business with a coin. Coins aren't creative energy, they're practical energy, they're money energy, they're value energy. They're not creative, but you can, with the Page of Coins, it might also be saving money. So some of you guys might be very focused on saving cash as well, because Page of Coins represents to save cash too. Let's have a look at what your goal is for the week, Aries. Goal is for Aries the Chariot. Is that the Chariot? Let's have a look. Yeah, it is the Chariot, I think. Yes, it is. These are the 8 coin tarot cards that I've got. I don't really use them, but they're absolutely stunning. So, your goal is basically to move forward, but also, more than anything, with the Chariot, it's overcoming maybe some external difficulties. Now, the Page of Coins I've never looked at as being a money lender. He looks like a money lender, though, because he looks like he's got the coin, and it looks like it's the coin that you're after. So it might be this week you've got a view of maybe getting money from someone, for example, as well. Because he's got the money in his hand. So it might be because you're the 8 of Cups, Aries. Look where you're walking towards the bunny rabbit with the coin. So you're looking for coin this week. It looks like you're looking for money. You're looking to make money or save money or something like that. I think it's more about money, because I think that for some of you guys, it might just be, depends. Page of Coins for me is a small amount of money, but it's money nevertheless. For me, it looks like you're looking for money, because when the 8 of Cups shows up, you're looking for something as well. This is a card where you're looking towards, you're looking for something. This person is in search of something. It looks like you're in search of money, something financial. All right. It looks to me like the goal is to overcome some difficulties for some of you guys. It might be the goal is to buy a car, for example. Also, the Page of Coins is paying money in installments as well. So you might be looking for a finance, one of those sort of finance packages when you get this. So yeah, it could be a loan as well, actually, with the Page of Coins. Some of you guys might be focusing on things, maybe I could get a loan, for example, or some form of finance package. It might be to buy a car for some of you Aries people. If that's not the case, so that's one scenario we could look at here for some of you Aries people. But also it could be with the Chariot. Maybe you're looking for money so that you can overcome some difficulty and move forward with the Chariot. Success and victory as well with the Chariot energy is also the goal for the week. What is the obstacle that you need to overcome? What is that? That looks a bit dodgy, doesn't it? Well, it's Wands, isn't it? It's the 7 of Wands. I think you've got some challenges that you're facing at the same time. Oh, what an interesting concept of the 7 of Wands. Yeah, I think that there's some interest. I think that there's challenges that you're facing, because the 7 of Wands is where you're having to take charge and, stand your ground, really. If you can see on this particular depiction of 7 Wands, he's got the 1 wand in the hand, he's holding it very firmly, and you've got these 6 wands beneath. Usually 7 Wands shows wands poking out at one person, and this person is usually standing aloft some form of a hill, and he's kind of just standing his ground against opposition. And it might be that you have some opposition. Maybe this is about trying to find money or trying to get a loan or something like that, because the Page of Coins could be a small loan, for example. Some of you guys might have a view to get a small loan, for example. Maybe you want to buy a car or something, or maybe this is about just getting money to try and overcome something. But you've got the 6 of Wands. I think that the obstacle you need to overcome is that you've got opposition to a certain plan that you've got here with the challenge position of the 7 of Wands. That's not the case. And I think with the 7 of Wands, maybe if you want to try and get money, maybe the obstacle you need to overcome with the 7 of Wands is that it's difficult to get a loan. Because what happens with the 7 of Wands, it means no. So say, for example, this was some of you guys looking to get a loan or get some cash together, maybe for a car, or you need to pay some bills, overcome some difficulties with that Chariot energy. Get yourself back on top, get yourself back in charge again, which is what the Chariot is, which could be the goal. I want to get myself back in charge again. I want to get control of, because this is about taking control. So the goal might be I need to take control of my life. I need to take control of the home because I've got this debt. I need to get small loan or, Page of Coins energy, or maybe I need to get some time to pay something here. This could be a no as well, so the obstacle could be a no towards that. Let's have a look at what you could be achieving by the end of the week, though. The Empress, but it's good because you could be achieving abundance anyway. if it's not abundance, you're achieving help and support, because these cards are just stunning, aren't they? I just love them. The Empress is all about support as well. So for some of you guys, if it's money that you're after, you could be getting it with the Empress energy showing there. If you're looking to get a loan to buy a car, something like that, you're achieving the Empress. So it's fruition, it's fulfillment, because threes represent fulfillment as well. Okay, so this is things coming to fruition on number 3. So you could finally get this coming to fruition with the Empress energy. If you're not getting anything, and if you've asked for money or some help or something and they've said no, that's the obstacle you need to overcome with the 7 of Wands. It might be anyway that you're achieving help and support. It could be from a family member, a friend, somebody who really cares about you, that type of thing with the Empress energy. Sorry, I can't get over these cards. These 8-coin tattoo tarot cards. They're freaking amazing. Oh my God. Let's have a look at what you need to avoid. Right, you got an Emperor here. Okay. But that's you. Sorry, I just slept on my coffee there. Do apologise. That's you, Aries, the Emperor. So the Emperor is all about building a structure, building stability. But this is you here. This is being, this is somebody who's asserting themselves with an Emperor energy. But I don't know whether this is you. Even though it's an Aries energy, I don't actually feel that this is you. It almost feels like the Emperor is agreeing. Can you see the handshake? It feels like you need to avoid agreeing to anything, or maybe being bamboozled or being kind of forced into something, because Emperors are very forceful and powerful energy. All right, and I know that you are the Emperor because it's an Aries card, but I don't really feel that that's you on the card for some reason. I feel that this is someone else. I feel like this is somebody that you go to for the money, and the Emperor as well. For me, it could be, well, maybe you need to avoid kind of like doing something like saying yes to the first thing, or being bamboozled into taking a deal, especially if it comes with a high interest or something like that with the Emperor energy. What is it that you need to embrace? Yeah, the Hermit. I think that you need to kind of take a bit of time out and do a bit more research with the Hermit energy. Because can you see how the hand is out? It's like, hey, take it. It's kind of that thing, Can you see the hand out on the Emperor? It's like, avoid doing that. Avoid the handshake. Avoid the first kind of deal that you come across. So I think this is something, even though we've only got the one money card, it's a very strong money card in this reading. You don't need loads of money cards to tell you that stuff is about money. This looks to be about money for some of you guys, because you're looking towards the Pentacle. Can you see? He's got the Pentacle held out. Let me just have a look at these two cards together and how far he's got that Pentacle held out to her. Okay. I mean, can you see? Look at her face. She's kind of like, she's contemplating taking that money. Can you see that? Look how she contemplates. Sorry, you can't see her face. Look at that. Can you see the face? She's like, let me think about it. Because there's money on offer. Can you see the money there? Like the rabbit's he's like, there you go. It's on offer. You can take it. And you're like, oh, because you're the head to go. You're like, oh, man. But it's funny how we've got the pig, because the pig means greed. Pigs mean greed. So I'm wondering if you're like, oh, man, is it going to be too greedy if I take it? So maybe for some of you guys, this isn't something that you need as well. Maybe it's something that you want, but something you don't need. Do you see what I mean? Because I'm just looking at the pig. Pig has jumped out on me on the 8 of Cups, and pigs mean greed. They are a sign of greed, especially when it comes to money. And this Pentacle being held out to you, this person saying, do you want to look at your face on the 8 of Cups? You're like, let me think about this. But it's almost like you're thinking, would that be too greedy though if I did that? So some of you guys, you might not even need this cash. But it might be for some of you guys, you're taking it, or you're looking to take a loan. This looks like a loan to me, because there's something to do with, for example, a car. Maybe there's something you want to buy, that type of thing. But I would avoid the Emperor. I feel with the Emperor energy, I don't think it's you, even though it is Aries energy, because you're the one that's getting the money. You're the one that's asking for the money. You're not the one that's giving it. It feels that this is somebody else. I feel that you need to, and Emperors are big establishments as well. So they're quite large card, even though it's only a number 4 arcana, they're quite large. And it's a major arcana that you need to avoid as well. So this is somebody who's in a great place of power and authority with the Emperor energy showing here. Also avoid the ego as well, because Emperors represent having an ego. So maybe if this is you, Aries, what you need to avoid is getting a little bit too much in your ego, especially if this reading is about you getting some motor, like a car, and you're looking towards, you're thinking about taking out a loan or getting a loan or lending money from someone to get something like the latest motor, for example. Maybe you need to avoid kind of you know, the ego part of why you're doing this. I'm just thinking of all sorts of things, but the Emperor also means to have a huge ego. So you possibly need to avoid, number one, what you probably need to avoid, Aries, is this massive kind of need, this egocentric reason perhaps for buying a luxury item, maybe that you don't need, because you don't look like you need it. And the pig on the card makes me feel like it's something about greed for some of you guys. It's something about appearance and superficiality. If it's not, that's not the case, then maybe the Emperor is saying avoid kind of shaking hands on a deal in which maybe you're going to incur further costs or bigger costs, and you need to embrace the Hermit. Maybe it's because the Hermit, when it comes to things like money and, you know, things like cars and things that are of the superficial nature that we don't always need, he's the type of person that won't take them. So when the Hermit shows up, for example, in a financial reading, what you're doing with the Hermit is you're shrugging off all of the superficial material things. So you're stripping everything back. So with the Hermit, it could be, well, what you need to embrace, maybe you get a smaller car, for example, something that doesn't cost that much, something that you only, you know, you don't even need to take a loan for maybe, or get a finance package on maybe. Or the Hermit could be that you need, you know, the best thing to do is not to shake right now, because one card looks very immediate, the other one looks very slow, which is Hermit is slow movement. This Emperor, even though Emperors are slow, look at the card, look at his hand, he's like in it. So I think that you need to avoid this week shaking hands on any deal, and embrace the fact that you need a bit more time. Look what he's doing, he's looking into the book. You embrace that you need a bit more time to do your research. So don't avoid shaking on any deals this week, I think, Aries, and embrace that you need a bit more time. And also, can you see outside the window, you've got a little moon here as well. So pay attention to your intuition as well. It's right in alignment with the head of the Hermit. So embrace that you need to use your intuition this week, Aries. Avoid shaking hands on any deals, and use your intuition and do more research into better deals, that type of thing, if it's really necessary. If you need support or advice, where can you go? You can go to the Ace of Swords, apparently. Go to someone who can dissect the situation for you. Go to somebody who's quite intellectual, somebody who's got some really powerful ideas, somebody who's quite clear, and also somebody who's probably got more clarity of mind and more insight than you do. Because I just get the impression, for some of you guys, you might need the money, but, you know, to pay bills and stuff like that. But again, it would be the same thing. You know, even if the obstacle is that you are being rejected for example, said loan, you're still going to get support anyway, the Empress energy. You're still going to get help, love and support. Simple as that. If you do happen to get a loan, or you're being approved for something here, with the Emperor energy, just avoid shaking hands on any major deals, because it's a major card. It looks like a major deal as well. Look how he sits, look at his suit. Avoid shaking hands on any major deals, and use your intuition. Take time out and think about things and do a bit more research. Take your time. There's no rush. Or hopefully there's no... But there isn't. Even if it's money that you need, Aries, to pay bills with the Chariot, you've still got the help here. If people say no, you've still got the help from a mother figure or somebody who's nurturing in the Empress energy. And just, if you need help and support, go to somebody who's probably seeing things, who can see things in a much more clearer, insightful way perhaps than you can. Let's have a quick look at what's going on with the advice card on this. Universe Spirit, what is the advice you have for Aries on this reading? What is the advice that you have for Aries on this reading? Show me. Your advice is the Three of Swords. Difficulties exist to be surmounted. So, yeah, some of you guys might be going through some difficulties, okay? But the reason that they exist is because we have to overcome them, and sometimes they're a test. So if anything's happening around money and you need money, because I just feel that this is about money. We don't have a lot of money cards. We've only got the one money card, but we do have 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 major cards. So this is, even if it's a small amount of money showing here, basically what this is telling me, that this is a major situation happening for you guys. The more major cards that you have, the more the situation is a bigger situation. So this is a major thing for you. So it's either that you've got some major financial problems, or you've got some, you know, something major happening maybe around travel, car, that type of thing, and it needs to be addressed. Okay, you've got 1 page, 1, 8, 1, 7. So there's, you know, there's no repetitive numbers in the reading, but we do have those 4 major cards that indicates that this situation is quite a big thing for some of you Aries people. But I still say avoid shaking hands on anything right now in terms of contracts, getting money, that type of thing, and take more time out with that Hermit energy here. And, you know, it might feel that it's a major difficulty for some of you guys Aries, but these difficulties always exist to test us and to, to see how strong we are at surmounting them. All right, bear with me. I'm going to come back with your work reading. Okay, Aries, let's have a quick look at your work reading. Well, so worlds mean ending of cycles, or they can mean a massive, massive achievement. Let's have a look at the next one. The Emperor. I think that some of you guys, it looks nice. It looks like you're achieving. And Aries, King of Wands can be King of Wands can be a Leo or an Aries energy. It looks to me like you're achieving a big position here, because the King of Wands in a work reading, there's a couple of things here that will happen with the King of Wands. Number one, he's at the top of his game. All right, so this will be somebody who has reached the highest that they can. This is like the CEO. This is like the management team, for example. This is, compared to a King of Pentacles, he's lower, but in his own right, he is, he's a man that is in the prime of his life, and he's achieved everything. All right, Queen comes underneath him. The Queen actually wants to get to the King's position when it comes to work. So I feel some of you guys could be achieving, a promotion, for example. Maybe you're achieving a bigger position with that King of Wands. The other thing with the King of Wands, he actually shows up when somebody's retiring as well from work as well. Reach the pinnacle of their career and they're retiring. So with the world being the ending of the cycle and you've got the King of Wands, some of you guys might be focusing on retirement as well this week. If you're of that age, or this looks to me like you've achieved something rather big in terms of your career this week. I just mentioned her, didn't I? And she's showing up here. Right, so we've got an achievement here with the world. To me, it looks like some of you guys are going from a queen to a king. Because the Queen of Wands is, she's in a very big position. She knows her job inside out. But what she really wants is she wants the kingship, okay? This is somebody who says, yeah, I've achieved a lot in my work, but I'm really bored. I wanted something bigger. This is her ambition, you see, to become the king. So I feel that some of you guys this week, with the world being the big achievement card, you're achieving something, a milestone here. You're going from a queen to becoming a king. I'm seeing for some of you guys a promotion in this area here in work. Let's have a look at the next one. Page of Cups energy. Good news coming through. Yeah, 9 of Coins gain. So I'm seeing good news coming through, you guys gaining. It looks like your ambitions are being realised. You're going from the queen to the king. It's a massive achievement with the world energy showing here, Aries. Let's have a look. Strength. So strength is all about being in a very strong position here. The 7 of Swords though, so that's interesting. 7 of Swords in a work reading, so 7 of Swords can be about strategy. 7 of Swords can be about a risk though. I don't know whether it's a strong risk, if it's a big risk for some of you guys. Let's have a look at the next one. 2 of Swords energy. So the 2 of Swords can be being faced with a decision. The 7 of Swords can also be to leave or to exit, but it almost feels like this is a big risk. But it feels like with the 2 of Swords, let's have a look at the next card. 2 of Swords and the Knight of Coins. It almost feels like you're ignoring the Knight of Coins energy. It almost feels like with the Knight of Coins, the mundanity, for example, within the job. It feels like you're ignoring, because 2 of Swords can also be to ignore. All right, the 2 of Swords can mean to forget. It can mean to be faced with a decision. It can also mean to ignore. It feels to me, because you wouldn't be faced with a decision, especially with that Queen of Wands sitting in there, because she's so ambitious for the king's position. You wouldn't be faced with a decision, oh, do I take the kingship or do I take the knightship? You'd be going down a peg or two, wouldn't you? And you wouldn't, because she's sitting here. She doesn't, the Queen of Wands in a work reading, Aries, would never want to go back down to being a knight. There's no chance at all. She's worked too hard to get where she is. She's ambitious. She's the ambitious queen. So she's going to want to go to the king stage. So it can't be that you're faced with a decision between this and this. There's no chance. Can't be. Because she would never go to being a knight. She'll only ever want to go upwards to being the king. Only ever. There's no compromise with this woman. So this must be, you must be ignoring something about the job. The Knight of Coins is boredom. All right, this job is boring. All right. I mean, your ambitions with the king and the queen are being realised through the world energy. You're getting good news of a gain here. 9 of Coins is gaining. All right. And the Page of Cups is the good news. Queen of Wands is the ambitious woman here who wants to be the king, and you're realising that through the world. So to me, you're getting good news. You're gaining a position The Queen of Wands is the ambition. So the position that you're gaining is the one that you were ambitious to get in the first place, of the King. You are getting promoted. I'm seeing some of you guys getting promoted this week. The dream of getting promoted is now being realised. I do feel that this is a strong risk though, because the Seven of Swords is also risky. Strength, big risk. It looks like it's a big risk because you're ignoring something here for some of you Aries. You're ignoring that this job with the Knight of Coins energy, there's going to be, it almost feels like to me that the job is a fairly mundane job with the Knight of Coins energy. Two of Swords, High Priestess. There's two cards here indicating that you're just ignoring things. High Priestess is to ignore as well. She's not just about your intuition. And the intuition here, maybe it could be saying use your intuition here as well. Just as a, you know, an end remark. It could be saying, look, this is brilliant, Aries, for work, that we're seeing that you are finally gaining a really good position. You're finally gaining, with that Nine of Pentacles, a strong position within work. You're getting good news that you have finally gained a position, a strong position in which you've gone from a queen to a king. You've achieved finally a promotion. You've gone from the queen to the king. There's good news coming through that you've gained this strong position here. However, it's saying, Aries, we think that this might be a big risk because the strength card is, you know, it's strong, it's big. This is going to be a big risk with the Seven of Swords and the strength card because you are ignoring the Knight of Coins energy showing here. I mean, it might be, I mean, the Knight of Coins as well can be your ambitions as well. So some of you guys might be that, it might be that it's a big risk because you're ignoring with the Two of Swords energy, might be your long-term goal. So let's actually say that this is the long-term goal actually. The long-term goal might be to do something more spiritual actually with the High Priestess. So let's do this reading again. Very quickly for what we're seeing, Aries, is for some of you guys, you are finally achieving a really big you know, a really big position here. You guys have worked hard, okay? You're getting good news through the Page of Cups about something that you are gaining through the Nine of Pentacles energy. What you're gaining is the job that you've been ambitious to get for a long time. Queen of Wands. So you're going from being, finally, you are achieving through the world energy, going from a queen to a king. So I'm seeing a promotion here for some of you Aries people this week, okay? However, the universe is saying that this is going to be a big risk for you because what you're ignoring with the Two of Swords is your long-term goal. I think your long-term goal is probably to do something a bit more spiritual. And I think that because you're being promoted from the queen to the king, it's not going to leave you a lot of time to do the more spiritual work that you were doing and that you really wanted to do. This is looks like it's your life purpose because the long-term goal with the Knight of Coins, coupled with that High Priestess being the spiritual work of the High Priestess, it looks like it's your life purpose. And the problem is, you know, everybody's got to pay bills, haven't they? You know, it looks to me, Aries, that you were kind of like, yeah, I want to do this spiritual path. I want to do this life purpose path, whether it was being a, you know, a mystic or a tarot reader, or whether it was working, you know, because the High Priestess doesn't just have to be a mystic. She can be a counselor. She can be somebody who works in third world. Is it? Do we call them third world countries anymore? But she can be someone who works within, you know, different countries, helping the poor and helping the needy. She's that type of woman as well. This looks like a very spiritual path you wanted to take. But the problem is that was your long-term goal, was to work, you know, in a very spiritual way with the High Priestess. But you're going to have to ignore that. And this is why this is a big risk, this job here, because it's going to put on the back burner the spiritual work that you wanted to do in the long term. Your long-term goal with that Knight of Coins was to do something very spiritual with the High Priestess. But you're going to have to kind of put that to the back burner because you've been given this promotion. So it almost feels to me the universe is saying, well done, Aries. You've achieved this huge position in the workplace. But unfortunately, it's going to be a big risk for you at the moment because your true goal was to do something spiritual. And now that you've achieved this big role, you're going to have to put, you know, your other desires on the back burner, basically. All right, let's have a look at what the advice is for your career. Let's have a look. So we get the career card up. We're going to do your money as well, Aries. Let's have a quick look. Turn this over. So Universe Spirit, can you show me what is the advice that you have for Aries on the reading? What is the advice for career in 3 cards? So we're going to get 1, 2. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So for career, the advice is there's a man here. So dealings or a relationship with a man in work. the hat card, you will be playing a different role. So through dealings, and yeah, that's the different role that I'm seeing here, where you're going from the queen position to the king position. So this is, you're going up, you know, being promoted. So it says that through dealings with a man here, you're going to be wearing a different role, playing a different role in work, the hat, pale, time to get out of a situation, but it's time to get out of a situation. Depends, doesn't it? You're doing very well here, Aries, but I think that it's going to compromise what you really want to do. And actually, the Two of Swords, the two swords crossing each other, two ideas crossing each other. It's almost like you're faced with a decision as well, because you're compromising. You know, it's a big risk, because you're actually compromising with the Two of Swords energy, because the two swords are together. You're actually compromising the long-term goal of the spiritual work that you really wanted to do. All right, so dealings with a man this week, in which you're going to be playing a very different role. You're going from the queen to the king for some of you guys, but it may be time to get out of the situation. How interesting. All right, let's have a quick look at what the money situation is saying for you, Aries people as well. We'll just put career back here. And let's have a look at your wealth cards. Universe Spirit, what is you saying for wealth for Aries? Show me wealth for Aries. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Let's have a look at wealth. What's going on for money? So for money, we have frying pan. There's trouble and accusations apparently concerning finances. That's interesting. Lobster, financial pinch. So some of you guys, it might be that you've got some trouble or accusations coming in concerning your money, and you might be feeling the financial pinch, Aries. But the elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. All right. So even though there might be some trouble with money, like accusations about money, and you might be feeling the financial pinch about money, either a long journey, physical or mental, is going to leave you wiser at the end. All right. We're going to quickly come back with your love reading. Please bear with me. Okay, Aries, so we've got the cards down for love. Let's have a quick look this week. So we've got temperance. Temperance can mean patience. Temperance can mean that we are trying to heal a situation. When you get the temperance card, sometimes if you're in a relationship, you're trying to compromise, for example, with the temperance energy. And temperance can mean two souls coming together as one. It's a very spiritual card, is the temperance energy. Oh, this is lovely. I certainly feel within a relationship, you and this individual, this Two of Cups energy, I think with the temperance energy, you are very much soulmates, because the temperance card is also a soulmate as well. And I feel with temperance and the Two of Cups, this is a soulmate energy. This is a soulmate connection in which your souls, because I often see the temperance card as the soul, two souls being connected. So I see that, I feel that spiritually you're very connected to your partner this week with the temperance and the Two of Cups energy showing up here. However, we do have that Wheel of Fortune reversed. What's that doing reversed? All right. Even though I feel that there is a spiritual connection, Aries, to a partner this week, I do feel that there's no future with this Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, because I don't feel that this person is the one that you're destined to be with. Wheel of Fortune in the upright, this person should be your destiny. It's a karmic partnership with the Wheel of Fortune energy showing here. But I just don't feel that this is somebody who you're destined to be with when that card's reversed. To me, this is someone who you don't have a future with. Even though I do see a soul connection here, I feel maybe in the physical you're not meant to live a life with them. But I think spiritually you're very connected to this individual, Aries. But I don't feel that in the physical, like living a life with this person is really what is on the cards for you. Let's have a look here. Yeah, the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands for me, there's too much kind of... I mean, it might be that some of you guys are worried that you don't have a future with this person. Because in the spiritual, you're very connected, but in the physical, you're not. And we've got the Five of Wands kind of saying, well, there's problems or there's conflicts or you're facing challenges with the Five of Wands energy showing up here. The Empress energy showing here. So we've got an Empress showing here. And I feel that with the Empress energy, I mean, you know, Aries, you know, it could be that there's worries about another woman maybe showing up here. Maybe some of you guys that you're very spiritually connected to the partner, but there's no future in the physical. Maybe some of you guys are worried about another woman, or maybe with the Empress energy, there is this energy is growing. When you get the Empress next to a card, you want to have a look at what it is. Usually, to be honest with you, it should be, it doesn't matter really, because Empress is being nurturing. So you look at the card behind it or in front of it that tells you what the Empress is actually nurturing. Let's have a look at the next one. So 8 of Coins. I just get the impression that this has become a chore. The 8 of Coins can mean things have become a chore. Hard work being put in. Well, 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands energy. I get the impression somebody doesn't want to put the hard work in. Alright? Because even though that's not reverse, 8 of Wands is the hard work that it takes to make a relationship work. But with the 7 of Wands, it could be that somebody is rejecting this. 7 of Wands also means to reject. It could be that you are the 6 hands here, the 6 of Wands, you know. The 6 wands down here is the hand saying, you know, give it to me. And this person, so you could be saying to the partner, Aries, I want you to put the work in with the 8 of Coins. But they're kind of like, well, no, I don't want to. I've got other things to do. Let's have a look. Yeah, and there's a great deal of pain and worry here for you, Aries, with the 10 of Swords, because this person isn't putting the work in. You've asked them, you said, why aren't we doing this? Why aren't you putting the work into the relationship? Why aren't you putting the effort in? And they're like, look, I haven't got the time. I'm busy. I'm really, really busy. And I think this has left you feeling completely distraught for some of you Aries people with the 10 of Swords energy. King of Cups energy. I feel that you're worried. You're feeling really distraught. King of Cups, what's showing here? Yeah, well, it's because your love is being rejected. Can you see that? See how the King of Cups offers the cup? But this person's like, nah, not interested. But I'm noticing 2 cups being offered here and here. 2 cups. The 2 of Cups here. The 2 of Cups, this person, can you see? Look, they've got 1 cup here, 1 cup here. So I'm just going to read that and say, this person's not interested in the relationship. Because you got the 2 of Cups here. Can you see? 1, 2. And then you got 1, 2. It's the first thing that I notice here. This relationship's being rejected. This person's not interested in you're worried that this person's not interested in the relationship. That's what you're worried about. This 5 of Wands energy. 5 of Wands is an argumentative energy. It's conflict. All right, maybe you've got arguments about marriage, for example. Empresses mean marriage as well. We can read that all sorts of ways. So maybe there's arguments about marriage, for example. Expanding the relationship with the Empress energy. Maybe there are arguments about nurturing the relationship. Yeah, I think there are. I think there's arguments about nurturing the relationship because it's all about putting the work in. You're saying, you're the 6 wands Aries, saying, why don't you put any work in? Why are you putting the effort into our relationship? And this person says, oh, I'm busy. And it's got you worried that they're not interested in the relationship with the King of Cups and the 4 of Cups. They're not interested. We're going to do this reading again for love. What I'm seeing here is that you are definitely spiritually connected to this partner. You've got Temperance and the 2 of Cups. How I read Temperance and the 2 of Cups is definitely a spiritual connection. So in the spiritual, do they call it the 4D or the 5D? I don't know what they call it, you know, when you do these twin flame things. But in the 5D or 4D, whatever you want to call it, let's just call it the spiritual. In the spiritual, you and this individual are definitely connected. But in the physical, you're not meant to live a life together, I think, with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. All right? Because I think that there are arguments concerning the growth and the nurturing of this relationship that both of you have. I think that the work that's being put in here is being rejected. I think that you being the 6 wands on the bottom, Aries, you've said to the partner, why don't you put any effort in? You know, for example, why don't you take me out for a meal? Why don't you take me out for a drink? Why don't you do stuff with me? Why don't you want to? And they're like, oh, I'm busy, whatever the case is. And I think that you're going to be worrying, some of you guys, unfortunately, that this person's not interested in having the relationship. Look, we've got a King of Cups with the cup out, and we've got this card here with the cup out. This makes the 2 of Cups. And the person in the centre is like, I ain't bothered. I'm not interested. Maybe with the 3 of Cups energy, what they want to do is that they want to just have some fun with other people, because the guy seems very focused on those 3 of Cups, which is partying, indulging, and other women or men. I think that you're worried that this person doesn't want to expand the relationship because they just want to have some fun with other people. Interesting reading. Let's have a look at what the advice is for love this week for you, Aries. Universe, Spirit, what is the advice for love for Aries? What is the advice for love? What is the advice? Show me in 3 cards. What advice do you have for Aries and love this week? So, in 3, please. So, 1, 2, and 3. So, the advice, Aries, is... Let's have a look. Right, Goldfish. So increase in material wealth or spiritual growth is coming. I think this is more about spiritual growth. I think there's going to be an increase in your spiritual growth and awareness this week. The caterpillar, things will not always be this way, a change is coming. So yeah, I definitely feel that one partner is more interested in expanding and growing the relationship than the other. And the final card is diamond. You'll be receiving or giving a special gift, a precious gift. So yeah, let's do that again. There's going to be an increase in spiritual growth or awareness this week. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming in love, and you'll be receiving or giving a precious gift. Amazing. Brilliant. All right, Aries, that's your reading for the week. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe. If you'd like your own private reading, go to the comment section. You'll see the link to my website in there or at the end screen. Also, thanks to everyone who's bought a year ahead reading. If you'd like to purchase one, there's still time. They're available until December 15th. Take care, my darlings. Love you very much. Take care, Aries. Bye, darlings. Bye.